All right, guys. I'm in the garage. It's pretty dirty in here. Anna and I just got finished with these 6x6s that we're going to be using for the base of a coffee table tank. So I'm not going to make you look at me for very long. I know I'm goofy enough as it is. I'm going to put on a head strap for this GoPro, and then you just get to watch the setup, and I'll kind of bring up my ideas of how or why I'm doing things at the time. And then, of course, you know, you can armchair quarterback and tell me things that I should have done differently later, and I'm sure I'll find some things that I should have done differently later. But until then, we're going to set this thing up like it is, and of course, you can always make adjustments in the future. So let's do this thing. So from here, I can tell you that this is a Fluval U3. I have two. So there's one down there, blowing this way. There's one over in this corner, blowing this way. I have two of these Sera sunshine lights. I will put a description of each of these products in the a link of each of these products in the description so you can go check them out. In order to hold those lights on there, I have two Eheim heater holders a piece. I'm thinking about adding another one because that light is kind of weighty, and as you can probably see right there, it's kind of having a difficult time holding that light. Now these lights are submersible. As you can see, it is in the water. So that light is 100% submersible. It's glass. It's a glass tube, LEDs. They have pink and white. and they light this very well. I'm thinking about adding a Sera dimmer switch to this so that I can maybe light or make it a little darker. I don't know how the fish are going to handle with this. It is kind of bright. But for now, with just these swords, it looks pretty good. So, as you can see with this heater, this is the probe for this heater. The heater's down here at this end. All of the wiring goes up into the back through this lip that I've got in the glass for air exchange. With the turbulence from the filters, I think that will provide pretty good O2. I'll be testing the water, and I plan on getting a rug to hide the extension cord, but basically there's where my wiring goes. It looks okay, not real great, but you know, then I'll have a rug that goes over the extension cord that goes under the couch to the wall. So that's kind of how that works. This top piece of glass is 3/8. Sorry, no, I think it's a 1/2 inch. I'll have to look at the sheet, but I don't want to say the wrong thing. Basically, I went with the with thicker glass than just the 1/4 inch that I could have used, because we'll be laying stuff on here. I want to be able to, you know, have somebody potentially lay something out hard without it smashing. It's also not treated. I would rather pick up 3 large pieces of glass than several hundred small ones. Let's see how this thing picks up light down here. So here's my heater controller. I can set, you know, the temperature of the tank and then what I want it to be at. It's set at 78. It won't kick the heat on until it gets to 77, and it won't turn off until it gets to 79. So it kind of keeps that temperature range. Further back, I've got my plug that runs my lights and the rest of my wiring here. The heater, as you can see, is a true Temp digital heater. It's 100% digital, and it's just it's amazing. So that's why I went with probably it was the most expensive part of this build, was that heater. But you know, as you can tell, it all went very nicely in here. Another cool thing about this heater is you don't have suction cups that are going to go bad. It has magnets that hold everything in place. I do have suction cups, obviously, on the Fluval. Those are kind of the bulkiest, ugliest part of this tank. But for being such good filters, you know, I had to sacrifice a little bit of the look because I want proper filtration. So these are U3s, so they're made for up for 40 gallons. So if I have 2 of them running a 50-gallon tank, I'd say that should be pretty good filtration. Now, you can attach a hose to that spot and run it as an aerator too, if need be. I don't know if that will be necessary yet or not. We'll find out. It's doing a pretty good job of being turbulent, as you can see. The table just looks great. I put this 3-inch feeding hole in the center so that I can test temperature and feed fish and stuff without having to get in there all the time. These lifters that I put on the tank, the glass company gave them to me for free. They use them, I guess, when they are transporting glass or something to that effect. But since I put them in the inside lip of this tank where you would normally put glass lids, it added the perfect height to be open, but not so much that a bunch of stuff is going to get in there or get out. I plan on putting some super long sword tails in here, so I don't expect them to do very much jumping. I think they'll be happy in here. Maybe I'll add some shrimp or something. I did add some toolbox liner to the top of the lifts and to the top of the wood to make sure, one, this tank is not going to slide around. I can't even move it. And when I do move it, the whole thing moves. The wood moves. The entire situation moves. So the tank is not going to fall off of this thing unless somebody really wanted to make it. And this glass is not going to move. I mean, I barely got it to shift there a hair, and I had to grab onto it and really try. So I don't expect that to be an issue either. See, so none of that's a real problem. I don't have children that are going to be messing around with this thing. I don't have animals that care whatsoever about the fish tank. I mean, I have 2 chihuahuas that wouldn't dream of getting wet, so that's not a problem either. The wood obviously is just some 6x6s that were in 8 foot that we just stained and, you know, put some water resistant poly on, and they look pretty good. They're super smooth. They match like the rest of the furniture that Anna has stained or painted, just like the 20-gallon tank over here sits on with all my fish stuff. It matches that. So I'm kind of on the I feel like I should sand that thing down and stain it the same color to match the rest of the stuff, but I don't know. We'll see. It's all a work in progress. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you know, you can armchair quarterback it and tell me what you do differently, or, you know, add some constructive criticism. I'm always down for that. I'm pretty happy with it. It's a pretty safe deal. The one thing I am noticing is if this condensates much further, I didn't get any on the outside today, so I don't know if I need to add some lift to this side of the tank to kind of get that to level out to the middle. But I mean, we'll see. If I gotta just wipe that thing down once a day with a rag or something. It's been set up since last night, and I haven't got anything on the floor or the side of the tank at all, so I think it'll probably be fine. I'll just keep an eye on it for now. If I have to, I'll add a blocker to this side of the tank, since this is the only side of the tank that has any condensation on it at all. So we'll just see how it goes. And I guess thanks for checking out the tank and for leaving all the comments on the Facebook anyway. And, you know, we'll see how this thing goes together and check out the whole setup as a whole. Like I said, there will be links to a bunch of this stuff and a whole list of everything that I used in the comments. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think, drop a like, hit me up for any advice or anything like that, or any ideas that you've got, and we'll see you in the next build.